actually have a really hard time with anime nowadays. Like, I've watched a lot, you know, before, but now it's like there's just so much dog. Yeah, there's so much bad stuff out there that, like, I just don't.
There's so much more produced now, right?
Yeah.
Like, fucking season. I can't, like. I'm never gonna stop being mad about Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
The writers of Dragon Maid clearly know what a good lesbian relationship looks like and keep couching it in bad fan service and fucking creepy behavior.
This is one of those ones where we have major critiques on it. Major critiques to rope it back, you know, to our first segment.
Please go off. So, my issue with I'll turn this into a segment. So my issue with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid...
And I think we're really similar on this, aren't we?
No, we are 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my things. My issue with Dragon Maid is that Dragon Maid overly emphasizes way too much creepy shit.
Yes, that's actually it, yeah.
And here's my problem with that. I don't mind fan service, but when fan service involves minors, that's fucking weird. Unless that is done in a way that makes sense or in some way can be justifiable. Kill la Kill is a great example of that. I have no problem with anything in Kill la Kill except for one scene, and that scene I think is justifiable. I just get really uncomfortable by it.
So here's the thing, though. When the fan service is at least somewhat consensual or somewhat, like, okay, at least.
How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Perfect example.
Oh, absolutely. Like, those characters are down for it, okay?
DTF.
Yeah. If the characters are down for it, cool. But in Dragon Maid, there's a very young character who keeps stating boundaries and keeps being uncomfortable and making this actively known. But the fan service with the older woman is still being done, and in fact, that character is ignoring the active consent boundaries.
I mean, let's be really clear, the kid's
out.
name is literally Shota.
Yeah. So, like, and this is never resolved, it's never dealt with, like, if this was like, okay...
She's never taken away by CPS.
Right. If this was like, okay, there was some resolution to this, something where the character had to go, oh, I fucked up because I don't understand humans. Okay, let me change my behavior. Fine. All right. Okay. But nothing is ever done with this at all except the fan service scenes keep happening. Like, there's no changes to it. So it's really just uncomfortable at this point to watch, like, a young character.
So it's not only that, because even that's not only the other part, because we didn't even get into that character in season 2.
Oh, yeah, this was in season 1.
Yeah, this in season 1 was uncomfortable. Season 2...
There's a lot of things here.
So season 1, the other big issue was Kana. Kana's an adorable character who is really, really fun. I like Kana a lot. I think she's adorable. But there's a lot of ways that Kana's framed that really, really bother me. The other issue is, and this is the thing that makes all of it infinitely worse... If this was just a bad show with awful fan service, I could ignore it. I wouldn't be emotionally impacted by it. I'd be like, that's not for me. I'm good. What bothers me is that there is actively something in the writing that understands what a lesbian relationship should look like. Or at least not should, but it could look like, and actually pays it deference. The relationship between Toru and Kobayashi is brilliant. I actually think this is what offends me so much about the show, is that if the show was just that and none of the weird fucking fan service, oh yeah, and an ace relationship, Fafnir and Makoto, absolutely. But Kobayashi says something at the beginning of season 2 that nearly kept me hooked in despite the terrible giant-tittied loli. And that was... when she's talking to this weird new dragon, she says something to the effect of, like, you know, it's hard to describe what me and Toru have, but what it is makes us happy, or something to that degree. And it reminds me of, like, what a closeted lesbian would have to figure out how to navigate, because that's what Kobayashi comes off to me as, is a closeted lesbian who is still trying to figure out those feelings, while Toru is all in.
Okay, she was saying something like she doesn't always understand Toru, but she's always trying to like, you know, kind of meet her halfway, or they just kind of try and figure it out.
Yeah,
right?
we care about each other. Yeah. It's a brilliant scene with Kobayashi doing a wonderful job describing this. And then with this giant big titty, holy who I fucking hate that character. I haven't even seen that character later, and I've heard that character actually is relatively okay. But the beginning of it is just so offensive in regards to its actual portrayal, because there's nothing in the design that tells me anything useful. Toru's actually interesting looking. I like the way Toru's designed. I think she's actually really well done because she's so juxtaposed from fucking Kobayashi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be really easy for someone in Kobayashi's position to reject, but she just keeps negotiating instead and actively learns and grows from it. Like, she actively goes out of her way to try to understand Toru. It's like, it's really good. But you have this show that has a very clear understanding of, like, what a lesbian relationship could look like. And then you have this weird fucking relationship with Kana and her friend that could be cute, as if it has this weird vibe to it. And then you have this thing with Shota and fucking Luca, who are just fucking creepy. Like, I don't know. The only people in the show that are untouched by this weirdness is Fafnir and Makoto. And then the one homeless girl they all keep bribing with food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this one's just a hard one.
I'm willing to tolerate questionable material. I just don't get offended by fucking cartoons. I'm sorry. Like, not to the degree where I start calling they're doing harm or some shit. Like, I've heard people make the argument that, like, there's high rates of child abuse in Japan. The thing I keep trying to figure out, and I haven't been able to find data on this, is the order of operations. Is there high levels of abuse in Japan? And that's what's creating this effect in anime? Or is it vice versa? Or is it some kind of weird symbiosis and there's a third factor? I don't fucking know. All I know is that some of it's really fucking awful. But I'm willing to go to bat for fucking art. Like, again, I will defend Kill la Kill to my dying breath. Kill la Kill is great. Kill la Kill even has the occasional, like, references to fan service, but it almost feels performative as a way to sort of, like, point out the way the world was before things changed.
Well, the fan service in that the feelings from the fan service are not the same as what you're used to, right? Like, it stops being the sexual, like, titillation. So usually it feels like very pointed place of like, no. Okay, you're to the fan service at the start, like the usual thing, but at some point those feelings actually change throughout the show.
Oh yeah,
right.
Like, eventually, like, here's the thing: is you can frame Kill la Kill as being inappropriate, but I think if you do, you're actively ignoring the intentionality of the thing. Like, the episode where Ruko figures out how to wear senkets is actively about a girl coming to terms with her body and being okay with it. Right? Like, it's really good because here's the thing is, I want you to name an anime. I want you to find one. I dare you. I'll fucking wait. Where a teenage girl through wearing what she wants and coming to terms with how she wants to be comes to accept her body in a fairly positive way. It's not at the behest of another character, or at least not another human character who she's sexually engaged with or flirting with or whatnot. It's literally with a sentient piece of clothing who she has to essentially allow herself to let go of her shame of her body in order to wear fully so that they can synchronize. It's fucking great. No one does this in anime. No one ever has a character just come to terms with their own body in a way that feels genuine and good. And there are so many scenes like that in Kill la Kill. Holy fuck. Like, if I could juxtapose those two things, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid versus Kill la Kill will win every time with a scissor blade to the throat. Every fucking time. Like, you want to talk about a cool lesbian relationship? Mako and Ruko. Holy shit, they are adorable. I am convinced headcanon that there is a fucking polycule there. It is Mako in the center with her dating on the side Gamagori and in a long-term relationship with Ruko. That is the only way those people make sense to me.
Hi.
I love you.
I love you too.
There, I got excited.
I can tell.
I'm never gonna let go of the Miss Kobayashi's thing.
No, it sucked. It really did. Because that's something that we really, really liked. And it's hard when I get an anime like that has such good portrayals of, like, a relationship throughout it. But also, like, in the first couple of episodes, it's kind of like a devious consent scene. And I'm like, shit, I really can't show this to, like, anyone new at this point. Because, like, they just won't make it past that if they don't already know anime. And are already okay with that kind of thing in anime. It's just, I hate when this shit happens.
Hell of a Boss is a great series. I agree, Icon Behemoth.
Oh, yes, we've got a whole video going off on that one.
Just that episode 6, too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Can I make one thing to take, like, one thing that's a really weird phenomenon? I don't really have a judgment about it. I just think it's weird. I get that people are going to do shipping. But the only character that gets shipped with anyone, and I mean anyone female in that Soul series, is Moxie. The fandom is convinced Moxie's dick is huge and that he is banging everyone. And I don't know if that's just because he's voiced by Zim or if it's because, like, something. But it's bizarre. If you want to see a bizarre piece of adult material, but still weirdly hot, is A Night with Luna. It's a comic that got put out by a Patreon, and it's fucking great. Holy shit. Like, some of the writing's alright, but it's the actual depiction. It's pretty fucking hot. Also, I just think Luna's great because I'm a fucking furry. But Pluvia said, yeah, New Dragon in season 2 gets into a kind of a sweet friendship with a boy who's the grandson of a candy shop owner, where he teaches her about human boundaries. Also, Elma isn't homeless, and she gets a lot of character development in season 2. It's actually really nice because they explain why she loves food so much. House of Asmodeus is a great episode. I mean, that's good. Elma's fine, but again, she seems homeless in season 1. Can we be honest?
That's super true. But again, also, you have to, like, get through the other really rough stuff to get to the good stuff, and it's really irritating. It is it is not the fun kind of emotional whiplash, okay? Like, if I want emotional whiplash, I'm gonna go watch, like, rah. There's a lot of rahs in there. Like, if I want that kind of, like, genre flip-flopping, no,
she has a
go there. But, what?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, you keep interrupting me, and then I lose steam.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, if you want to watch rah, because they flip between, like slice of life and psychological and sci-fi a lot, and so the music will shift here and there, and it's super intentional, super great. But in Dragon Maid, when you're flip-flopping between, like, cute slice of life, kind of like
mature lesbians,
and then you're like
creepy
fan service, and I'm like, wait, normally those, why are they in the same anime? And why am I flipping between them in the same episode? Like, that's not fun whiplash.
Couple things. Admiral Paco on the correlation, not causation matter. Yeah, that's the problem, is you don't know the order if there is a causation there, and the problem is the correlation may not be related, because there are things that we depict within our society, and again, we have high rates too, so it's like, the season 2 thing. Yeah, Tiamat, I think she had a regular job by episode 10, but they never actually show her living anywhere. If I remember correctly, I don't remember ever getting the sense she has a place to live. She just sort of stays at her job or hides somewhere. I can't remember where it is. Again, I'm not watching season 1 again. I'll just watch Blend S. It'll be much more wholesome.
I really like Blend S. Horimiya, though, is really great. Definitely recommend that one if you want an actually well-done teen relationship that actually has a full-fledged relationship. Horimiya is really, really fucking good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Horimiya is wonderful. Yeah, the Luca stuff is creepy. The stuff with Kana and Sakawa is strange, but I don't think it's as messed up as the stuff with Shota. I disagree. Mm-hmm. It's different. It's yes, psychologically and demonstrably children do show off sexuality even at younger ages, but the way it's handled there comes off as really weird because Kana oscillates between being a child and not, at least as far as, like, the way that she's presented. Like, there's things, especially in the one scene in season 1, where it just gets the sense of, like, there's something Kana mouths and you can't hear her, but you see it. I've seen what people's interpretations of that. It's a little fucked. Psycho is very emotionally attached to Kana, but I can't tell if Kana reciprocates her feelings or just manipulating her. She clearly does, and it also clearly feels like there's an adult component there, but that might be my thing.
I think that is the hard part too, right? Like there's
ambiguity.
Well, when you're mixing like adult themes with kids, the thing is that the way that kids experience and like express sexuality and all of that stuff, the way that they like think about those things is not the same as adults do. Okay, like it's just not. They're demonstrably different things, and I don't think that Dragon Maid threads the needle properly on this stuff.
No,
not at all. Like that whole bit, I think, is the really hard part to hold on to, because you're dealing with like kids that are adults but are kids, and they're not bridging that at all.
Tiamat, do you mean 300 Years of Killing Slimes? Do you mean the one with the witch that's also like just her big lesbian harem and her raising her 2 adorable slime daughters?
That one was really cute.
Mm-hmm. If that's the one you're talking, yep, that's the one. Yes, we loved that. That show was adorable. I love the daughters. They're so fucking cute. I want to hug and squeeze them. They're so good.
That was, I think, the feel-good one that we were watching after.
Except for the weird big-titted elf. Yeah.
Yeah, the big-titted elf is weird. I mean, at some point I just get bored with, like, the big-titty girl tropes. Like, I really do get bored with them. Like, they're just not entertaining anymore. But I think we were watching that one after we got disappointed with Kobayashi.
Nope, that's true. Because you had been wanting to watch it for a minute. It was super cute. It just got right to the point. Yeah, she's OP. Also, everyone wants to bang her. The only part of it that was a little bit, like, uncomfortable was, like, the queen of the monster place. Because that body type is not adult. It's a little weird. But, again, compared to Kobayashi, that is way better. Not great, mind you, but, you know, it is what it is. Again, you just can't... It's weird, because you can't really escape some of this stuff in anime. Some of it I don't really give a shit about. Some of it it's just I either makes me uncomfortable. That's really the thing. I'm not going to make large like swath moral issues or say that this causes harm. I will say that there is definitely stuff that is I never watched that one because I haven't watched much from the last year or two. I've watched Reincarnated Slime season 2 because season 1 came out when I had more time. Reincarnated as a Slime is fucking brilliant.
Absolutely. And the Slime Diaries too, just do you want to put daggers through your heart? Like,
I love having a supplemental series where you get all the behind the scenes in the middle stuff.
Absolutely. It made the world feel so real, so much more real, and so connected, right? You got all of like the little interactions with all the characters, and yeah. I really like it when in shows you get to see the characters just being people. Eureka 7 definitely had some of those episodes too, and that was also what I really appreciate. There's just episodes there where the characters aren't like driving a plot; they just get to go about their day. So,
Papa Geld is Geld the orc leader? Because if that's the orc leader, he's the best boy. I will defend the orc leader in Slime Diaries with my fiber.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. Because he's wonderful. What's with all the slime anime? Like, because slimes are finally getting their fucking time in the sun. Slimes are amazing. Star versus the Force of Evil. Zena watched that. Zena watched the shit out of it.
I really watched it. If you want to talk to me about the ending, don't. I was pretty chill with the ending. I thought it was good. So, you know. Star versus the Force of Evil is an interesting one. Because it is very much like the driving thing behind it is like people's own like folly, right? Like their own like choices, and even things that they can't foresee still like have effects on the world, right? Like every choice that they make still has effects on things.
No, I agree.
What?
Wando said, I like the Spider Isekai more.
Oh, it's so good.
Spider Isekai is so good.
Yeah, that's so fun good.
It is like based openings, based endings, and in the middle is just fucking great.
No, that's super true. But yeah, so Star is very much like, honestly, reminds me of more of like a tragedy than anything else. And I think if you try to see it as like a comedy or like this cute little funsy kid show, you're doing it wrong. Like, it's not. It really is a tragedy. Like, and even the ending, even those last scenes really show that.
I haven't read the light novel for the Spider Isekai, but I think the anime was paced beautifully. I love the disjointedness of the timelines. The fact that the kids are existing essentially like 18 plus years ahead in the future from what she's doing, and it takes a long time to sort of thread that needle as to what's going on. Like, I really like the anime. I love that because the sudden realization that they're not in the same timeline was fucking amazing. I loved that shit, but to each their own.
No, that was a really well done one.
The light novel / manga that I would highly recommend for anybody is Dead Man Wonderland. They only did one season of it, and it went literally by the manga, but the whole manga of Dead Man Wonderland is wonderful.
We gotta find some good shows.
Based Spider Isekai.
Right.
I need more of that show. Every character in that show is fucking fun as hell. That makes sense, Pluvius. So, it's 1. We should go to bed.
Our throats sound rough.
Yeah, well. So here's the thing, folks. As usual, if we can stream sometime later this week, we will definitely give it a shot, but no promises. We will be back next Sunday. We're definitely gonna keep at it. So if you want to support the channel, you should get your donos in now if you would like them read. If you have any big questions, you should do them now. If you want to support our work in the long term, you can become a member of the channel, or you can just simply join our Patreon. Patrons get, if we can do them, early content, not always promised, because unfortunately just we get bogged down with life. But I highly recommend people,
Subscriptions also really help.
Subscriptions on the website, donos on the website. The big thing we ask for is that if you guys can't donate, that's fine. That's fine. Money is never required. The thing we always require, though, is...
A request?
Is to share stuff.
Oh, yeah. No.
Share stuff, like things, put comments, do all of that stuff because it's super important to for the algorithm. It helps us a lot. It makes the channel grow. And feel free, obviously we can't unapprove or hide every comment that sucks. We get rid of all the most demonstrably harmful ones, but the ones that are, people are going to post things, they're going to have disagreeable points. I'm not saying you guys should leap on them like fucking jungle cats, but I am going to say having conversations in the comments does help. So feel free to, question people's logic, point things out. We had a comment on the Lily Orchard video that recently popped in of someone thinking I was negatively talking about people with narcissistic personality disorder, when the only thing I brought up was that I didn't know if Lily had it because I never once made a prognosis or a diagnosis about her. People hear weird shit in videos. They do.
Yeah. And one of the reasons on the Discord we don't really discuss our content as much there, don't really like Discord out, so that way the videos will actually get the comments. The comments, yeah. And that way people can actually discuss it with that topic too. So definitely feel free to bring stuff up. We do see it.
But yeah. So with that said, also last thing to say before we pop out, thank you so much to Rap Critic.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I didn't know who Rap Critic was because I just don't follow a lot of music channels.
Right, same here.
But our mod and the based Sundrop, who you should go subscribe to, despite my teasing Gabriel earlier, Sundrop does really good music reviews and is incredibly knowledgeable about them. But Rap Critic apparently gave us a shout out last year that I wasn't aware of. I didn't see the quote tweet. But really liked our video about the whole Nicki Minaj being an idiot thing. Highly recommend, checking out the channel if you're interested in music. And also just thank you so much for really enjoying our content. I got a really lovely message from him today. I'll leave it to him. Just saying that, we have really good nuanced takes and really appreciate it. And then getting that from a content creator who's got like 250,000 subs is really cool.
No, it means a lot.
It made our day a little bit. So, so yeah, special shout out to Rap Critic and of course Sundrop. But yeah, I really appreciate all of you. I know Zena does too. We
Absolutely.
love you all bunches.
Yeah.
I hope to see you on the Discord. I hope to see you in the Patreon. And we will see you all next time, okay?
Mm-hmm. Night, everyone.
Bye. Sleep well.